morning, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Dewey Show. I hope you're having a great day. And thank you so much to today's sponsor, and they help keep the lights on. Uh, anyway, thank you to AdamMail.com. AdamMail.com has literally thousands of items that you and or your partner can use to spice things up in the bedroom. That's right, thousands of items. And that's not even the biggest part of this. Okay, AdamMail.com wants to give Dewey Show listeners an exclusive 50% off of almost any one item and free and always discreet shipping. And all you gotta do to get that is you gotta put all your items in the basket, go to checkout, and enter the offer code Dewey there at checkout. So that's DEWEY, and to get there is AdamMail.com, ADAMMALE.com, and the offer code again is Dewey, DEWEY. Get 50% off of almost any one item. And guess what? If you don't like the item, you can get a refund on it. I believe you get 30 days. You get 30 days to get a refund. So there is that. That's AdamMail.com. Offer code Dewey. All the information that I have given you is in the description of today's podcast. Thank you so much to AdamMail.com for sponsoring the Dewey Show. Okay, so Twitter is going crazy for alleged nude sex tapes of Luigi Mangione, the guy that is allegedly killed the former CEO of United Healthcare. Accused killer Luigi Mangione, whose stunning looks have all but overshadowed the assassination of a healthcare CEO he allegedly committed, is reported to have made upwards of 20 sex videos, and Twitter wants the receipts. The 26-year-old Ivy League graduate has amassed a loyal fan base behind bars, with women reportedly throwing themselves at him as he faces charges for allegedly shooting dead United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. UK newspaper The Daily Mail reported. Now an insider has told Radar Online about Mangione's life in prison, revealing that there are at least 20 videos of him having sex that he filmed and wanted to be watched. That's a quote, wanted to be watched. In its story, Radar Online, claimed that Mangione is not just an accused killer, an accused manslayer. He's also a lady killer. How fucking clever was that headline? With a library of self-produced cinema-level sex videos in which he and female partners have sex. An unnamed source told Radar Online that Mangione, quote, wanted to be watched, end quote, and, quote, got off on it, end quote, the outlet wrote. Quote, there are at least 20 videos of him having sex, end quote, the source added, saying that the result, quote, wasn't just some grainy late night mistake. It was perfectly lighting. It had perfect lighting. Everything. End quote. The source claimed to have seen a video of Mangione having sex, quote, and I wish I never had, end quote. The source also alleged that Mangione sent unsolicited nudes of himself to women and said that the accused killer, quote, was filming everything like he was starring in his own private porno empire, end quote. She said, uh, quote, he wasn't just reckless, he was putting on a show, and now the show is over, end quote. Twitter has responded to the allegations of Mangione's self-made video catalog, insisting that seeing is believing, with many saying pics or it didn't happen. And then there was one tweet from Samantha Jones, Stan. I don't know who that. Samantha Jones Stan. Okay, it's a fan account. Anyway, they're saying me searching for the Luigi Mangione sex tapes. Another tweet. Me walking out of prison with all my 20 Luigi Mangione sex tapes up my ass. Charming. Luigi Mangione allegedly possessed 20 plus videos of him having sex, according to the Daily Mail. Now, folks, I must ask you, okay, is this okay? Do you think that this is okay? And I'm not saying, I mean, you're attracted to who you're attracted to. Uh, it is what it is, but, like, here's the thing. What I'm asking is it okay for anyone, gay, straight, anyone, uh, to look at this alleged killer and be like, oh wait, there's news. It's kind of it's giving me the vibes of what's his name, Ted. Fuck, what was his name? Bundy, Ted Bundy. All the women were like swooning after him, And with me, it's like I'm kind of in the middle on it because it's like, he did a bad thing, and people are doing that thing where they're uh, separating the art from the artist type of thing, where like wrestling fans who I see all the time online who insist that Chris Benoit go into the Hall of Fame because he was a great wrestler, and he did great things for the wrestling business. However, he murdered his wife and his little baby son, who was like 6. So yeah, I don't believe he should go into the fucking Hall of Fame. But and Chris Benoit, like there's conspiracy theories out there about who actually quote unquote did that. But I mean, the evidence is pretty clear what happened. Chris Benoit killed his wife and son before finally ending his own life. That's what the evidence shows. That's what the crime scene photos show. So, my question is this: Is it a is does this have a good or a bad sign to it? Is what I'm saying basically, because if you look at like someone like Ted Bundy that I was talking about, once he was caught, like women were like swooning, they wanted him and all this other stuff. They kind of just put aside in their head the fact that he's accused of murdering multiple women, right? And like not just murdering women, but doing horrible things to them and torturing them. I would say. and this man, Ted Bundy. The difference between the two is Mangione is yet to be found guilty in a court of law, but I do believe that it will happen because the charges that are attached to this are extreme. They're very extreme, and because of what that idiot mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, did by making it a parade for his arrival to for his hearing, sentencing, hearing, arraignment, and all that in New York City, that possibly violated Mangione's rights. But that mayor wanted everybody to know, by God, that he got that guy, And it's just like, dude, what's more important here, fucking justice or a vote that you might gain? And he thinks the latter is more important. But this isn't anything new, because that with the Menendez brothers, right? Who I'm going to say allegedly, right? Because there's some new evidence out, supposedly. And so what I'm going to say is, they allegedly killed their parents in cold blood. Okay, now the part that I'm alleging is the in cold blood part, right? There's no doubt that they murdered their parents. They admitted that. But they say that it was because they were in fear of, you know, sexual abuse, further sexual abuse by their father. And had they gone public with that, they believe that their father would have killed them. So, they were found, they had two trials. The first jury was a hung jury, which means that they did not get a unanimous guilty verdict, which you need in order to go to jail. But that judge was saying, and here's the difference of the trials. Okay, the first time the judge allowed he allowed reporters and cameras into the courtroom, and he allowed the defense of the boys saying, the men saying that they were abused by their mother and father, and the judge allowed that defense in the first trial, but in the second trial he said you're not going to uh, be allowed to use that defense, which I don't know why. I think he wanted to be reelected and look like a tough guy, and so he didn't allow that to uh, anyone to hear about that. And so, what to me, that's a miscarriage of justice. I think, because if the first jury was a hung jury, um, there's a saying between lawyers and the law community that is something like this. It's like putting one wrong person in jail is worse than freeing 100 guilty people. And what they mean by that is like people should not lose their freedom for not doing something that they're accused of doing. And that's what I think. There's proof that Mangione killed the CEO, but the way that he was treated by law enforcement, I would say, the way that he was questioned, and also the way that he was paraded around by Mayor Eric Adams, that is not going to help. That possibly uh, could be overturned due to due to uh, habeas corpus violations of his rights, because they, I guess, questioned him somewhat without an attorney. I don't know the full story on that, so I'm not going to speak a whole ton on it until I read about it. But I just kind of wanted your thoughts on this, where people are kind of freaking out over Mangione. What your thoughts are about that? All right, let's take a quick break, and when we get back, we will talk about DOGE. All right, folks. Thanks for continuing to listen to the Dewey Show. I hope you're all doing good. Today's sponsor is AdamMail.com. They have thousands of items that will spice things up in the bedroom, like sex toys, condoms, lubricants, underwear, DVDs, literally thousands of items for you and your loved one to choose from. Now, the awesome thing about all this is all of that entire catalog is up on AdamMail.com, and if you use my exclusive offer code, Dewey, at checkout, you will get 50% off of almost any one item, as well as free and always discreet shipping. That's AdamMail.com. AdamMale.com. And the offer code to use at checkout is DEWEY, Dewey. So, yeah, it's DEWEY. Along with everything else I'm talking about, this will be in the description of today's episode. Thank you so much to AdamMale.com for sponsoring the Dewey Show. Alright, folks, thank you for sticking through my advertisement there. I want to talk a little bit about DOGE, okay? DOGE's effort to slash government is now coming for buildings and people who run them. And I haven't talked in great detail about DOGE. Look, I think that DOGE is evil. I don't know how else to say it. They cut all relief funding that we had through USAID, and they're villainizing all the leaders and all the people who are running these organizations who do good, and the American people, part of the American people, the Musk followers and the Trump people, they're allowing Musk to do this pretty much without any type of protest. They see the right side. The right sees it as, and I'm talking about the Trump right. I'm not talking about Republicans of yesteryear. I'm talking about modern day conservative Trumpists. They see it as, well, he's saving us money. That's good, right? And that's all I need to hear, is that they're saving us money, or we're going to get some type of a stimulus check from this, which is laughable because they're cutting these things so that they can give handouts to their buddies in the top 1%, including Elon Musk, including Donald Trump, which is fucking so stupid to me. That how do you not see that there's a fox in the henhouse? And another thing I would like to add, people on the right really dislike immigrants, or people who came here illegally. I was reading that Elon Musk came here on some type of a student visa, and he, I believe, eventually used that to get citizenship. And people are saying that it was the incorrect type of visa that he should have applied for. And my question to those folks is, why are you letting that go? Why aren't you angry about why aren't you as angry about this than you would be if this was a brown person? I'm just asking that question because it seems like uh, let me put it this way, and I want you to hold on to the reaction that you have after this. Hold on to that uh, split second of a reaction that you have when I say this. Okay, what if Barack Obama, okay, the 44th president, what if he went in and he tasked um, someone from Africa like Elon. What if he did the same thing? It wasn't Elon. It could be Elon, or what if it was somebody that was from Africa that was black? How would you feel about uh, Barack Obama and similar person to Elon Musk uh, going through our Social Security, going through our Medicaid, all that information, and getting all of access to all of that information? Wouldn't that make you feel scared? Wouldn't that freak you out? Because that's how we're feeling, and you should feel that way. No matter who the hell is doing it, no matter who the president is, it shouldn't be a color thing, right? It should be like, yeah, if Barack Obama did that, I don't care who he sent into the federal government to do all that, and he did the exact same thing that Donald Trump did. I would be screaming from the fucking rooftops, just like I am now, that this is horrible. We cannot have one person going into and look at all the mistakes this guy has made. He cuts things, and then like he breaks the vase, and then would rather say sorry than ask for uh, rather than do it right. He would rather apologize later than to do it right in the first place. And multiple courts have said you guys have to restore funding, and they're like, no. How do you feel about that? That Elon Musk and Donald Trump are defying court orders. How does that make you feel? If President Biden did that with the student loan thing, how would that have made you feel? Now, hold on to that feeling, okay? And this is for the people on the right. I'm not demonizing you. Hold on to that feeling. Now, you need to explore in yourself. Why is it okay with me that Elon Musk and Donald Trump do this, but when Dewey brought the thought of Biden doing the exact same thing up, doing the exact same thing, uh, why did that make me so angry? Or what? The feeling that you're holding on to, explore that. Why did it make you feel that way? Because you know in your heart of hearts that it is wrong, no matter who is doing it, especially when the president, and folks, this is not me saying this as an accusation. It's been put out there. If the Mueller report, right? It did not say that Trump was acquitted of anything. It said that they could not prosecute Donald Trump because he's a sitting president. But there could be things that he could be prosecuted for. If you read the Mueller report, If you can find it on the fucking .gov websites anymore, I don't know that you can. But if you can find it, read it. At least read Mr. Mueller's, who's, by the way, a lifelong Republican. Read his reasoning as to why he did not press charges on Donald Trump. It wasn't because he was innocent. It was because he was the sitting president of the United States at the time. And God, I wish day one, this is what I would have done if I was Biden. I would have sat, when I was interviewing people to become the attorney general, I would have said, like, I would have sat him down and I said, okay, what's the number one thing that you're going to spearhead as attorney general? And if the first thing that they said wasn't, I'm going after the folks who, going after the insurrectionists who broke into our capital, and I'm going to see how responsible the former president is. If that wasn't the first thing that they said, I would say, okay, next candidate. And because at that time, what we needed was Donald Biden wanted to bring back like the norm of an independent Justice Department and all of that stuff. But now we have a weaponized Justice Department that's going after anybody who says anything mean about Elon or protests Tesla and all this other stuff. That's authoritarian shit right there. And we're paying their fucking salaries. So what needed to happen was Donald Trump needed to be looked into far earlier than Merrick Garland allowed. Because I think it was like a year into, like 2 years into Biden's presidency, where before he started looking into Trump or hired Jack Smith to do an independent investigation and spearhead it, right? And now all of these good people from the Justice Department who did their jobs to arrest all these insurrectionists before Trump pardoned them, they're all fired or they're all retired early. And I mean, Jack Smith now has to have a fucking lawyer, which, by the way, if there's like a crowdfunding website for Jack Smith, please get it in my, please hit me up on Blue Sky. You can find me on there. I believe I'm at Dewey.show. Okay. I don't have all that. I don't have the Dewey.show at Blue Sky. Blah blah blah. It's just Dewey.show because I have that website that is www.dewey.show. I was able to use that as my username. So please, folks, hit me up on Blue Sky and let me know what I was talking about. Okay. If we can find some way to support Special Counsel Jack Smith, who is a patriot, and I mean that in the definition of a patriot. I don't mean the bastardized version of today. I mean an actual person who put country over party and country over self to look into a very dangerous former president who could tweet something saying, hey, you should do this to this guy, and they would. His followers would. They're very loyal to him because he has cultivated all these people. And that's sad. But it's our reality. I mean, he was able to get enough votes to beat Kamala Harris, who is highly qualified. to be the not only be the president, but like no, we would like every day. Another day goes by, and I'm just like, fuck, man. I would give anything to be back in the Biden administration where everything was boring. You know, that's what I wish. And Chuck Schumer, the Senate Minority Leader for the Democrats, he's saying he's gonna vote for this fucking catastrophic continuing resolution bill that funds our government for 6 more months, when Democrats were going to use the shutdown for uh, to get a chance to be allowed at the fucking table when they're making deals. But Chuck Schumer said that a government shutdown is what they want, and if we gave it to them, it would be much worse than the actual going through with this bill that Trump is doing, which, by the way, gives Donald Trump certain powers that he should not have, that should be given to the congressional oversight committees, the budgeting committees, and all that other stuff. It's just bullshit, you know. And if I want to give you one example to a Trump supporter, if you're listening to this and you're still listening to this and you're a Trump supporter, God bless you. You have listened to a lot of it, but let me just one thing for me to prove to you. If I have one thing for me to prove to you that Donald Trump does not care about you, President Biden had Medicare go in and begin negotiating prices for these medications, and they were capped at certain medications were capped at certain limits. But every person who was on Social Security, Medicare, their responsibility for prescription was capped at $2,000 a year, which was huge for them. And Donald Trump took that away. Why would he do that if he cared about you? Because our medications here in this country, and it's only this country, are excessively expensive. Like, I'm talking, they're charging 1,000 to 1 what they would charge Canada or something. It's crazy, and Donald Trump doesn't care about you. Elon Musk doesn't care about you. That's just the reality of it. They don't care about any of us. But guess what? There's a lot of fucking room over on this side. If you're an independent, I'm an independent, right? But we have a wide umbrella for under the Democratic Party. So if you are a Trump supporter and you're looking for a way out, guess what? You got a fucking seat right next to me. Come over. Join our party. Now, I'm not going to say we're not going to keep an eye on you a little bit at first, but once you gain our trust, you're cool, you know. That's just how it is. Now, a lot of people are pissed off about DOGE, and so am I. And what we need to do is we need to put aside any differences we have. We have to unite, because guess what? The most powerful people in this country, it's not the 1%. It's not the House. It's not the Senate. Hell, it's not the government. It is we the people. And if we unite and protest about this shit like we've seen all over the country, if we all do that, we all stand up for our country and our neighbor rather than billionaires, then maybe something can be fucking done. But I do know this: our government, we need to have a do-over with our government, and before that happens, we need to get rid of the electoral college, and then we need to put on term limits for senators and House members. I believe we should do like maybe 2 terms for senators, and that would be 6 terms for a congressperson. So you can serve 12 years in Congress, and that's it. Rather than, being elected in like 1940 like Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer, and just kind of sit there and be able to collect a nice paycheck. No, those people should have been fucking done a long time ago. We need term limits on our Congress people. And, yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Anyway, thank you folks for listening to The Dewey Show. Please support today's sponsor, AdamMail.com. They've got thousands of items that will spice things up in the bedroom for you. Go to AdamMail.com and use the offer code Dewey at checkout for 50% off of almost any one item and free and discreet shipping. That is ADAMMALE.com, offer code DEWEY. Thank you so much for listening to The Dewey Show. I love you folks, and have a great day.